This tiny can might sit quietly in your pantry, but inside, millions of sardines are processed faster than you can say fishy business. Today, we're revealing the mind-blowing journey of how sardines go from the ocean to your plate, and trust me, it's a wild ride. Welcome back to Who Creates What, where we dive into the intriguing stories behind the products you love and the creators who make them happen. One moment, a sardine is vibing in the open sea, and the next, bam, it's being scooped up by giant fishing nets hauling in over 20 tons of fish at once. And that's just the beginning. Behind every sardine can is a turbocharged fish factory where machines work so fast, they could probably pack your lunch while you blink. We're talking about conveyor belts buzzing like a fishy assembly line, and machines that can seal 600 cans per minute. That's 10 sardines locked down every second. And here's the craziest part. Most sardines go from sea to can in less than 12 hours. Fresh? You bet. Today we're cracking open the mystery behind sardine production, because once you see what really happens inside the factory, that humble little can might just become your new favorite snack. Step 1. The Great Sardine Roundup. Alright, let's talk about how sardines go from the ocean to your can. But forget the slow, peaceful fishing trip image. This is sardine fishing on a whole new level. First up, the boats. These aren't small fishing boats with guys sitting around waiting for a bite. These are huge, high-tech fishing vessels packed with advanced sonar systems. Basically, fish-finding radars so precise they could probably track your lost phone. Once the system locks onto a giant school of sardines, the chase is on! That's when the purse-seine net comes into play. And no, it's not a tiny little net. It's a massive football field-sized trap. The moment it hits the water, it surrounds the sardines like a giant underwater scoop, closing in like a perfectly executed team play. Imagine a group hug, if the group was thousands of sardines and the hug was, well, very effective. Once the net tightens, the sardines are officially caught. And the boats? They're hauling in up to 250 tons of fish at a time. That's the same weight as 50 elephants, or, if you think in food terms, about 1 million tiny fish ready to become your next snack. These boats work so fast and efficiently that in just a few hours, they can catch enough sardines to feed an entire city. But here's something cool. Sardine fishing is carefully managed to avoid harming other sea creatures. The technology helps fishermen avoid catching things they don't want because, let's be real, nobody wants to find a surprise dolphin in their can of sardines. So next time you open a tin of sardines, just remember, it all started with high-tech sonar, a giant fishing net, and some hard-working fishermen making sure these little fish end up exactly where they need to be. And this is only the beginning. The real sardine journey is just getting started. Step 2. The rush to shore. Speed is everything. The second those sardines are caught, it's a full-blown race against time. These little guys spoil faster than ice cream on a summer sidewalk, so there's no dilly-dallying. First, they're packed on ice, lots of it, to keep them fresh. Then, it's a high-speed boat ride back to shore, no scenic detours, no pit stops. These boats move fast, because in the world of sardines, if you're slow, you're out. And the moment they hit land, it's game on. Workers unload the fish at lightning speed, sending them straight into the factory, where machines and conveyor belts are already prepped for the next step. Some of these factories process over 1 million sardines per day. That's like filling an Olympic-sized pool with nothing but tiny fish on a mission. No time wasted, no sardine left behind, because from sea to can, freshness is king. Step 3. The cleanup. Before these sardines make their grand entrance into a can, they need a serious makeover. No spa treatments here, just industrial-grade scrubbing, chopping, and prepping at lightning speed. First, they take a high-powered dive into a giant fish jacuzzi, a deep clean that washes off sand, seaweed, and any lingering ocean souvenirs. But this isn't just a rinse, it's a full-on transformation. Heads? Gone. Guts? Evicted. Scales? History. In seconds, these fish go from freshly caught to ready for their close-up. And the speed? Over 200 sardines per minute get cleaned and prepped. That's faster than you can butter a slice of bread. Conveyor belts shuffle them along like they're in a fast-track fish boot camp, making sure every single one is uniform, fresh, and ready for the next step. Did you know that some factories process more than 500,000 sardines a day? Stack them up, and they'd be taller than the Empire State Building? talk about a skyscraper of seafood. And just like that, these little fish are looking fresh, prepped, and primed for their next adventure. But don't blink, things are about to heat up. Step 4. The cook. Sardines might be tiny, but their cooking process? Absolutely massive. These little fish aren't going into cans raw, it's time for a full-on seafood transformation. The moment they arrive at the factory, the big decision is made. Steam or fry? If they're feeling fancy, they get the spa treatment, gently steamed to keep them soft and flavorful. But if crunch is the goal, into the bubbling oil they go, crisping up in deep fryers big enough to cook 1,000 family meals at once. Imagine rows and rows of sardines, neatly lined up on a conveyor belt, rolling through industrial ovens like they're on a factory field trip, except the final stop is deliciousness. And speed, these machines cook over 10 million sardines a day. Stack them up and you'd have a tower taller than the Empire State Building. That's not dinner, that's an architectural achievement. This isn't just about throwing fish into hot oil and hoping for the best. This is high-stakes precision cooking. Too much heat? You get sardine chips. Too little? A floppy fish disaster. That's why factories have mastered the Goldilocks zone of sardine perfection. Crispy, but not crunchy. Juicy, but not soggy. Just right. And let's talk about oil. Ever wondered if every batch tastes the same? Well, it's no accident. Factories meticulously filter and refresh the frying oil so that every can of sardines tastes like ocean-fresh perfection, not like last week's leftovers. Once cooked to perfection, these sardines are ready for the final transformation. But there's still one crucial step left, the flavor boost. And trust me, things are about to get even tastier. Step 5, the can fill. Now, it's time for the grand finale, canning. But this isn't just tossing fish into tins and calling it a day. No, this is precision packing at its finest. Each sardine is carefully arranged, either stacked like little fishy dominoes or lined up like they're getting ready for a group photo. Ever tried pulling one out without disturbing the rest? Good luck! These little guys are packed so perfectly, it's like the world's most satisfying puzzle. Then comes the VIP treatment, the marinade. Whether it's olive oil, spicy tomato sauce, or just good old salt water, every sardine gets a flavor boost before they're sealed in tight. Think of it as a luxury bath before a very long nap. And once those cans are sealed, they're locked in freshness mode, safe from air, bacteria, and the test of time. Seriously, these little tins could outlive some of the snacks in your pantry. If you stacked up all the sardine cans produced in a year, you'd have a tower taller than Mount Everest. Now, that's a seafood skyscraper. And just like that, their ocean adventure is over, but their snack time legacy lives on. Whether on toast, in pasta, or eaten straight from the can by that one bold friend, the Sardine Squad is always ready. Step 6, quality check. No sardine left behind. At this point, our little sardine friends have been caught, cleaned, cooked, and packed up nice and tight. But before they earn a spot in your pantry, they have one last test, quality control. Think of it like a VIP security check, but for fish. First up, X-rays. Yes, you heard that right. These sardines get scanned like they're boarding an international flight. No hidden bones, no sneaky impurities, just pure protein-packed goodness. If a can doesn't meet the standard, boom, instant rejection. No excuses, no second chances. Then comes the seal test. If even a tiny bit of air tries to sneak in, it's game over. This airtight lock isn't just about freshness. It keeps nutrients, omega-3s, and all that heart-healthy goodness sealed in for the long haul. Who knew sardines had better security than your online passwords? And speed? Some factories inspect over 500 cans per minute. That means by the time you've finished debating what to eat for dinner, a small army of sardines has already passed their final exam. So next time you pop open a can, take a moment to appreciate the journey. That little fish didn't just survive the ocean, it passed a health check stricter than most humans get. Now go ahead, grab a fork, and enjoy your tiny, tasty, nutrient-packed champion. And just like that, the humble sardine completes its epic journey, from ocean explorer to tin-packed superstar. Think about it. These little guys have traveled through sonar-guided roundups, Olympic-level sprints to shore, a high-speed fishy makeover, a sizzling spa treatment, and an airtight VIP suite. All so they can end up on your plate. So, the next time you crack open a can, don't just see sardines, see warriors. tiny, tasty warriors packed with protein, omega-3s, and enough nutrition to fuel your next great idea. If you thought sardines had a wild journey, wait until you see what goes into making, well, just about anything. From sneakers to soda cans, everyday items have mind-blowing behind-the-scenes processes. Click the next video and keep the adventure going.